And it was another one of those deals. When I finished this, I was so burned out. I said, that's it, no more. It's like, that's a little loose. Yeah. But you know, the wet puppy dog that follows you home and you just can't say no. Well, this was a total wreck. I mean, it was just an absolute wreck. But somehow it just kind of grabbed at me. And so I thought, oh, okay. So I spent the next 5 years doing this one. Now this one, I built this one for my wife to drive. It's got air, it's got automatic transmission, power brakes, it's even got Sirius radio.
No way. This is a Ford.
35.
So are you a 35? Are you a Ford guy?
On the old cars, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa. My wife grew up thinking this sort of thing was normal. She thought normal people did this. In fact, my wife is the one that taught me how to drive a Model T. Model Ts drive differently than anything else. You drive with your feet. You've got 3 pedals.
Yeah.
It's like an automatic transmission, but instead of having a hydraulic pump to do the shifting, you do it with pedals that tighten bands on drums. If you're familiar with the planetary transmission, what it does, it locks. It will lock a portion of the transmission in such a way that you'll get a certain gear ratio, and then if you push another pedal, you get a different drum that locks, which gives you a different gear ratio. It's very much like an automatic transmission.
I just gave because we're talking about the Great Depression in my history class.
Really?
So we finished the 20s, and so I gave a lesson on the Model T and how Henry Ford, the assembly line.
Oh yeah.
But I have no concept of how to even think about driving it. But
well, it's a kick. It really is.
How Henry Ford got his workers to stay there and quit taking gigs.
how?
He tied them to their station. They got chained to their station. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look,
If one person left the assembly line, it's ruined.
This is a GM guy, okay? You're talking trash about Ford.
Is it a lie?
Jeff's a GM guy.
He's a GM guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
a GM guy.
I like Fords.
Well, I like.
Oh, really? Have you ever owned one?
Yeah.
What?
The boat has a Y-block 292.
Well, yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
57?
They put the engine in. It's a 64, the boat model.
Oh, a boat. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Wow. This thing fired up faster than my daily.
That's what we was doing with the training on license plate. With this James Bond stuff going on over here.
Trailer.
Oh, there it is.
Trailer.
Trailer.
So actually, I can fill my trailer if you want.
Ready.
That is gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Now, I was telling you about my buddy that he and I did the car shows together.
Yep.
The barbecues. His brother's one that did the interior for me.
Wow.
But when I got this thing was a disaster. The dash ended right here. I had to build all of this. Firewall was completely shot. Well, I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. Even here, like right here. This section was all rusted out. I had to if you look real closely at the concrete, it's quite right on it. The fenders, back fiberglass. But the front fenders were so bad, I probably have about a month and a half to 2 months just doing the rough body work on each fender. It was pretty rough. It had a that's kind of the foolishness. Okay, you've got a bend here, a bend here, and a bend here. Now, this is really, I mean, this is considered very thick sheet metal, and look at the length.
And
Now-
it's all the way down, and it's got a curve.
And then down at the bottom, there's another bend, goes back the other way, 90-degree bend. My son's about your size, Ryan. When I built this about, 5 years ago, he and I'll show you the sheet metal brake that I've got. We got on this tool, and he got on one end, and it's got an arm like this that you use for leverage. And he put about a 4-foot snipe on the end of that, and I did the same thing on my end.
Bigger breaker bar.
And we're up there on this thing, jumping and everything, trying to make these bends.
Oh man.
And like I say, that was 5 years ago. So Gene and I were talking. We said, when we get ready to do this one, because this is going to be almost the same thing. Actually, it's about probably about 4 to 6 inches longer. Then we're going to have to find some young gorilla guys to come out and do that job for us.
Would love to.
Because I think we are beyond our capability on that one. Otherwise, what I have to do is go and have somebody like Russell's do it with a hydraulic brake.
Yeah.
But
Those hydraulics are just cheating.
yeah, well, yeah, but you get to a point where you're willing to cheat.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to help.
But anyhow,
And learn.
we're probably a couple years down the line. But I was just laughing a while ago, and I told Gene, yeah, we'll see if we can. Then I got the bug to do this crazy thing. Never really been a Harley guy. I've had motorcycles all 100 years, but
What was the bike? Because Mr. Levis was my 6th grade teacher, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was the cool teacher, like that everybody wanted, and I was lucky enough to have him. And you would roll up to our elementary on something, and everybody would be like, "Oh, Mr. Levis is on his motorcycle."
motorcycle?
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been the Intruder, the Suzuki Intruder, the one with the ghost flames on it. It was black, had ghost flames on it that as you walk by, they change colors.
I don't remember. I just remember, man, he was the cool
I didn't
teacher.
realize I did that.
You did.
That
Sing
early
along.
on. I know
Yep.
I did it later, but I didn't realize that I did it.
Yeah,
That was at Singalum. I wrote
Sing
it.
along,
Did I
yeah.
write it to Singalum?
You'd park it right in the teacher's parking lot with all
I
the
didn't even remember
the
that.
boring cars, but it was Mr. Loveless had his bike. Yep.
Ask my wife, who was real good with Photoshop. I mean, I can tell you what I look like 9 months pregnant. We got a picture. What did Teddy Roosevelt ever do? We got a picture of Mount Rushmore with me up there in a Harley hat with the other 3 guys and Teddy. I don't know where Teddy Roosevelt went, but anyhow. So here's what we started off with, and you can see how disproportionately high the top is now that the body has been channeled down 6 inches. Okay.
Okay.
So I asked her if she could chop the top for me. So what she did, she said, "Well, how much do you want to chop it?" Well, I don't know. Let's talk about 3 inch. And chopping is really critical because a 1/2 inch will really mess it up. You got to nail it. Okay. So what we did, we made a mark. We made a 3 inch mark right here. You can see where my elbow is right here. And then we cut it down to 3 inches here. You can see my elbow.
Yep. That's a huge difference.
It is. So I said, well, what do you think 4 inches would look like? So she chopped it 4. Well, that was a little too much. But just since we're on that roll, just really get crazy, what would 5 inches look like?
Look at that.
That's cool.
Willie Nelson didn't need the hair, and ZZ Top didn't need the beard.
She was really good with Photoshop.
She was very good. Very good. She did some really amazing stuff.
That is
Now
amazing.
here's one of the projects my son and I were. In fact, this is probably my favorite picture right here. This is my son and me. We're working on. He's working on this car. He's built other cars, but that was the one that he was building, and that's when you can actually see my Model T back here in the background. This is a 15 Roadster.
There's another one that's built from no two parts from the same car.
That was my introduction.